Welcome to the Bourbon Experience. My name's Austin. Today I'm continuing my Old Forester Bourbon Heritage Month. Thanks for coming back. This is the second week of my Old Forester themed Bourbon Heritage Month project. This will run through the end of September. Last week I did the last 5 years of Old Forester birthday bourbon, where I gave away a 2-ounce sample of the 22 and 23. So I don't know who won that yet, but congratulations to whoever won. Today I'll be doing the batches 1, 2, and 3 of the 117 series High Angel Share. I've also had the Warehouse K of the 117 series, which I wasn't really too impressed with. It was good, but it didn't blow me away. I have not had the Whiskey Row Fire, the Bottled and Bond. I have not had the Scotch finish, and I haven't had the newest rum cask finish. But Brian, who did the extra old 1910 with me, did and said that he actually wasn't a big fan of it. That was pretty gross. So I have the batches 1, 2, and 3 of the High Angel Share. These vary quite a bit from batch 1, 2, and 3 as far as prices on secondary go. The third being just over $100. Batch 1 I think is like $2 to $2.25, somewhere around there. So they do vary quite a bit, and I'm trying to determine what's the best release of the High Angel Share. The 117 series is not named after the proof because they have a Bottled and Bond, and the proofs vary on the different releases. It's actually named after the address on Whiskey Row where the original Old Forester distillery was, and then which they've since reopened in the last few years. So these 117 series are an homage to the Whiskey Row location. I don't know if these are barrels that come specifically from there, or if it's stuff that comes from their main distilling location and other warehouses, because there also is a warehouse for aging at the 117 location on Whiskey Row. I don't think they've released anything specifically that comes out of that warehouse, so it probably is from their main warehouses and stocks. But yeah, just a little bit of history there for you. So let me get into this. Batch 1 is 110 proof. Batch 2 is also 110 proof. And batch 3 is, wouldn't you know, 110 proof. So all of these are 55% ABV. And I don't know how much they vary from batch to batch, so let's see. I'll just do a quick nose of each one. Okay, batch 1, as you can see, this one's pretty low. I did open 2 and 3 today, but they've been sitting for a while to allow them to open up. I always get this black licorice thing, and as this has been opened and getting fairly low, I mean, it's just the Good and Plenty's, the black licorice candies that used to be in the little coin turning machines back when you were a kid. Like, that's what this smells like. And every time I've tried this, which has only been a couple times, I have gotten that. Hopefully it doesn't translate to the palate, because that's not particularly my jam. But batch 2 is similar to batch 1, slightly darker, a little bit more complex, and I think it's probably because it was a fresh crack a little while ago. But basically everything hasn't unfolded and opened up like the way batch 1 has, so maybe batch 1 and 2 will get pretty close. That Good and Plenty note is there, but it's nowhere near as prevalent on batch 1 or on batch 2 as it is in batch 1. And 3 is an entirely different animal. 3 has this Luxardo cherry note on it. It also has like floral or perfumey. I use that word a lot, and it's more than I want to use it, but it is something. It's almost like a violet though, or not quite lavender, but maybe lavender, somewhere like a dark red flower or dark purple flower. Like, honestly, I think violet is like a good way of describing that. So it has this dark violet or maybe lavender thing. It's got this Luxardo cherry thing. and it's fairly dark on the nose. Preference-wise on the nose, easily batch 3 is my favorite. I want to say Jackie's Ican was in charge of this project before she left Old Forester for the batches 1 and 2, and I think the third one might be whoever their new person is. I don't know, maybe I'll throw it up on the screen, we'll see. But let's get in the taste. So I get a milk chocolate, I get an oak, I get a red licorice a little bit, not the black licorice on the palate, which is really good. The finish hangs around for a long time. There is a nice Kentucky hug going down. For 110 proof, 55%, this actually drinks, it packs a lot of flavor in that proof point. That's really nice. I could have done these blind. I just didn't really feel like it was necessary, or, you know, it's all from the same line, and I don't have a preconceived notion or disposition that I want to come to. If batch 1 is the best, then great. Batch 2 is the best and great. Batch 3 is the best and great. I don't really care what wins, so I don't feel the need to do a blind on this. Oh, I think I might prefer so that milk chocolate thing and the oak is more prevalent on 2 than it is 1 by like a lot. I think 1's a little bit more complex. 2 is darker in general. And I could see where people would like 2 more. Okay, coming back, I do think I prefer 2. It's just darker, it's richer. Those milk chocolate and oak flavors really come through. There's a nice sweetness, like a dark red sweetness in there somewhere. 1 does have that red licorice thing, but I think I prefer 2 over 1, but they are very close to each other. It could go either way. I'm most curious to see how 3 stacks up to these 2, because it smells so different on the nose is so much different than 1 and 2, where 1 and 2 are pretty similar. So let's give that a try. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I just gave away a sample, like I started the video off, of Old Forester birthday bourbons 22 and 23. Speaking of which, the High Angel share kind of reminds me of the 2023, those dark notes, that dark wood, that dark chocolate. But I've given away Thomas H. Handy samples, George T. Stagg samples, each other barrel proof samples, Woodford Maker's Mark Cellar Aged, Maker's Mark SE4 PR5, all of Mash Bill 2, just the regular Buffalo Trace Mash Bill 2. I've done a lot of giveaways and continue to do a lot of giveaways, so please subscribe, help me get my numbers up, and yeah, hopefully you can win a cool sample. I'm running an Elijah Gregg barrel proof tournament right now at the same time, and the finals of that tournament is going to be a giveaway, so make sure you check out and follow that playlist and follow me along to figure out what's the best Elijah Gregg barrel proof. There's going to be a really awesome sample giveaway at the end of that. So yeah, throw me a sub and I will move on to 3 with that. Whoa, 3 is just kind of light. There is this like floral thing across the front mid palate. It's a little bit lighter though. It doesn't have a concentrated sweetness that 1 and 2 have. And then on the finish, there's this oak presence, but it's a little bit drying or acrid. It's almost not the most pleasant finish. Maybe I just swallowed one wrong. I'm gonna give it another take here. Yeah, it's very good. It does have this like popsicle stick taste to it. A little bit of what the Heaven Hill 18 has for me. It tastes like a melted popsicle, but also with the popsicle stick. And I actually really enjoy the Heaven Hill 18, but that popsicle stick note is in this one. I would say this is my least favorite of the three. My order probably goes batch 2, batch 1, batch 3. Yeah, there's more oomph in batch 2, but it is a fresh crack. Right now my order goes 2, 1, 3. They're all really good. 1 and 2 are close, and 3 kind of goes off the beaten trail. So if you're looking for one that's more on profile with the other releases, go 1 or 2. 3 might be an outlier. If they bring back the High Angel Share release again in the future, it'll be interesting to see if I'm able to get one of those. You know, it'll be interesting to see how that falls into with the first 3 batches. But thanks for hanging out. This is where I'm leaving that. I'm gonna go with the winner here. Actually, I'm gonna send this off with a 1, 2, and 3 blend here. If I'm looking off to the side, I've got my buddy RJ hanging out. I was seeing if he's gonna follow suit, and he is. So we're gonna give this a little blend here of batch 1, 2, and 3 to send this episode off with. Actually, it's pretty well rounded. It loses a little bit of the oomph that 2 has. 2 has a lot of oomph. It kind of takes away from that, but it brings everything together in a pretty decently little well-rounded way. So I'm not mad at that, but that's where I'm leaving it. As always, the bourbon experience is all about good pours and great times with whoever you're with. What's meant to be enjoyed, so crack those bottles. Cheers.